I feel bad. I can't really do anything. I feel bad. I can't really do anything. So bad. So bad. So yeah, this is one of those games that I sort of played a lot as a kid. Mainly because I was a big fan of Civilization in general.
So, getting back on topic, I really love Civilization. Specifically, the third game in the series might actually be my favorite one. Even though I have put more time into 5, spending entire days just doing nothing more than playing it and conquering the world, Civilization 3 is the one that takes me back to a very specific time in my life when you could find racing games from 2001 for the PS2 just everywhere in Walmart.
The hell is this doing here?
Unfortunately, I'm not talking about either of those. Instead, I'm talking about their curious attempt between Civilization 4 and 5, known as Civilization Revolution, which was, for all intents and purposes, a dumbing down of the series rather dramatically. In fact, the version I'm talking about, very specifically, was made for the Nintendo DS. Yes. I mean, if you look at it, not only was this game made by Fearix, it was also published by 2K Games. You know, 2K Games, those guys who also made, Battleborn. I mean, I personally don't have anything against the DS. I played lots of games using it, and as you can see here, it's not like it's a badly made game. There's a nice box here, and look, it even promises online multiplayer, even though I have literally never used that feature. But it is kind of hard to not look at the trailers they have for the other games, to just look at the way they had things and were promising them in the console versions. I mean, yes, the DS was never going to stack up, but you look at cutscenes like this, you look at intros like this, you look at this and imagine that the game is going to look like this when you're a dumb idiot child. Not this. I mean, look at it. Civilization Revolution doesn't really feel like that much of a sequel compared to the other games. I mean, yes, it does have all of the elements that the other games had in place, like the first two games, and, well, I mean, look here. Just look. The manual goes over everything that's in there. It's all in there. There are actually expansions from, like, Civilization 1 and 2 in here. But when you compare it to, like, Civilization 3 and 4, at least for the DS version, it's kind of too simplistic to hold up too much. I mean, look, everything is in 2D art. It is very good art, and I do like how you have the instant access to information on both sides. But another issue with the art and all that is, well, the game is too... I was going to say easy. Like, the game is just way too easy. Once you manage to get a tech lead in Civilization Revolution, you're going to have a tech lead for the rest of Civilization Revolution. unless you manage to somehow do something in the process to actively lose it. The same goes for units. You are able to just sort of churn out units from your cities without very many penalties on what you are doing, which allows you to pump them out at a stream constant enough to just overwhelm any enemy completely. Look at this. This is an army of ninja catapults. I managed to get it there because, well, once you start winning with a unit, you get XP. Once you get XP, you're able to upgrade it. Once you upgrade it, you're able to make it essentially unkillable unless it comes across another unit. Not to mention, since you are churning out so many units in the first place, you're able to combine them together in armies, which is essentially 3 separate units brought together into one with all the strengths and benefits of the extra stats afforded to them. Essentially, an army is always going to win against a single unit, unless there is a serious tech difference between the single unit and the army. So if you're pumping out units at a higher tech level, that's not going to help anyone beat you, since you'll just keep pumping them out. And for the other civilizations in the game, well, they're a little bit... Just listen.
Don't forget the most important one. Oh man.
The reason that I played this game so much wasn't because I liked it, it was because it was the only civilization I really had access to. I haven't really come back and touched it in several years except for making this review, and who knows, maybe other people did the same too. I mean, it's not like there's a sequel for the game that exists. I mean, that'd just be as silly as going to Walmart and finding a Japanese game there. How did this get here? Okay, that was cute.